Are you a fan of datealive? Do you want to know who the strongest spirits in datealive are? Well, you're in luck as this is the place to come to find out. Welcome back to Comet's Top 5s, where today we will be counting down our picks for the top 5 strongest spirits in datealive. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, let's jump right into our top 5 picks, shall we? Number 5, Kotori. To start off this list, we had to have Kotori, the foster sister of Shido, who also happens to be a very strong spirit. One of the reasons her strength stat sits at 150 is because her spirit power allows her to control dangerous flames. Kotori has basic military self-defense training along with tactical knowledge with helming the ship Fraxinus, but her main weapon is her angel, the halberd Camiel. She uses her flames to envelop her halberd for some deadly attacks at close range. However, Kotori can also use her flames as a ranged attack with excellent precision. Her flames are so hot that Shido could barely handle the heat while standing behind her, and other spirits would be severely burned if it wasn't for their own astral dresses. When she gets serious, she can change Camiel into a giant cannon known as Megado that was strong enough to wipe out an entire army of Karumi's clones. She might look small and cute, but don't get on her bad side or you will get burned. Number 4, Origami. Origami is an interesting character because she despises spirits. Well, she did until she became one. Let me explain. Origami lost her parents at a young age to a spirit, so she joined the anti-spirit team, or AST, to take revenge on the spirit that killed them. After realizing that she wasn't strong enough to take on a spirit, she was given the chance to become one herself. Now as a spirit, her strength stat climbed to 158, and she received her own astral dress. Origami's angel Metatron is a set of gold pillars that can make a variety of shapes with different effects. She can shoot beams of light that rain down upon her enemies, fly at fast speeds, and even create a cannon funnel with her pillars for a massive blast of light. Her pillars are also able to surround her to make a barrier of light that protects her from attacks. The reason Origami is so strong is because of her training with the AST combined with her new spirit powers. Not to mention that she has an inverse form with a strength of 198. Just make sure when you approach her you know which Origami you are talking to, or you might end up on her bad side. Number 3, Yuzuru. Now these next two are counted as one because they are the Yamai sisters, and we couldn't have one without the other as they are pretty equal in stats. Yuzuru is the sister that thinks more about situations and acts more analytic in her dialect, which can be pretty funny in certain situations. Her astral dress is a bluish color, and her main weapon is a pendulum that she can swing around to create typhoons. Her strength stat sits at 170 on her own, making her a pretty deadly threat. Yuzuru has the ability to control wind, which she can use to make herself fly, or as an attack against an enemy. She is more mature and has a calmer nature about her most of the time, but every now and then she will act a little childish. Yuzuru and Kaguya originally didn't get along, and would always fight each other to see who the strongest was among them. Crazy enough, they were tied at 25 wins each and 49 draws. In order to solve their debate for good, they had one last challenge. Whoever makes Shido fall in love with them first, wins. Kaguya. Kaguya is the more gung-ho sister who tends to act first and think later. She has a purple astral dress, and her main weapon for fighting is a lance. She is very outspoken and tends to embarrass herself often. Her strength stat is 180, which is only 10 points higher than Yuzuru's, and she can also control the wind. Kaguya can fly and create typhoons just like Yuzuru, but the main difference is Kaguya's fighting style uses a lance to pierce her targets. Interestingly enough, Kaguya and Yuzuru were originally one person known as Yamai. Yamai was split into two separate halves, creating the Yamai sisters. Kaguya and Yuzuru can combine their weapons to make a giant bow and arrow that launches Kaguya's lance as the arrow, causing large amounts of destructive damage. At one point, they were able to combine back into one person, but kept their different memories. When combined, their strength skyrockets to a new total of 226. How insane is that? Number 2, Mukuro. Mukuro would be considered the loner of the group, more so than the other spirits, and it doesn't help that she has a robotic demeanor to her actions. The reason for this was because she sealed away her own emotions after experiencing a harsh upbringing as an orphan. After Shido freed her and showed her that she could trust again, she became more emotional as a person and eventually opened up to everyone. Now I know that a strength stat of 142 is lower than the others on this list, but there's a reason why we included her. When Mukuro uses her angel Michael, a giant key, at its full potential, her strength can reach all the way up to 205, making her a spirit that Shido claimed was strong enough to even rival the inverse spirits. She can make holes in the fabric of space to teleport around, she can seal off specific functions of her target, and even shoot out beams of concentrated spirit energy that is able to pierce through anything. Cool fact about her space portals is that she can use them to redirect attacks or even summon meteorites to bombard her opponents. Pretty crazy, right? Now we can't have a top 5 list without some honorable mentions. Miku. Miku had to make our honorable mentions, not because of her strength stat of 85, but for her rather interesting spiritual abilities. At first, Miku hated boys because of what some of her idol fans did to her in the past. As for other girls, she saw them as replaceable servants for herself to play with until she met Shido. After being sealed by Shido, she became a bit more flirtatious with him and loves teasing Shido and the other spirits about their relationships. Since Miku is an idol, her powers are music-based, and her weapon is an organ that she uses to play music that controls anyone who hears it. She has the power to restrain people using sound waves, create a song of healing, and even increase the physical strength and stamina of anyone who listens to her songs. Miku's strength and stamina enhancement skill made normal humans strong enough to resist one of Kurumi's attacks, which would normally make the target faint. Shido. Now I know what you're thinking. Shido isn't a spirit, so why is he on this list? Well, we put Shido in the honorable mentions because while he's not a spirit, he has the powers of all the spirits he has sealed. Having the power of so many spirits seems pretty crazy, right? Well, he doesn't technically have them. He just stores them after he seals a spirit. In turn, having that much energy in his body, he is able to call upon the angels of all the spirits he sealed, but it can come at a cost since angels are not meant to be wielded by humans. What's also cool about Shido is he is able to get all kinds of resistances to the spirit attacks, making it easier for him to get close enough to seal them away. Shido is also able to relinquish certain amounts of energy back to the spirits he sealed when they need to call upon their angels. So, since he can do all that, it wouldn't be fair not to include him somewhere on this list. Number 1. Toka. Toka is what you would call a happier and more energetic spirit, as well as being a bottomless pit when it comes to consuming food. Toka was the first spirit to be sealed by Shido, and although at first she seemed super scary, once she opened up to Shido, we got to see how carefree she could be. She has very little memory of her past besides knowing how to fight in combat. Toka's strength comes in at a scary 230 when she has her astral dress equipped. Her weapon and angel is the broadsword Sandalphon, which can launch blades of energy and even create shockwaves capable of destroying cities. If she uses Sandalphon at full power, she could cut through the fabric of space-time, which is insanely OP. Toka can put up energy barriers to protect herself and others, or even alter her angel to increase its damage. She also has a throne that is summoned along with Sandalphon that she can use in a desperate situation to give herself a cloth of armor made out of the throne. Toka in her armor mode was able to give Mio her first ever injury, which is crazy to think about when you know who Mio is. Since she is capable of all that, it didn't feel right putting her anywhere except number 1 on our list. She may not be the smartest, but she is without a doubt the strongest, if you don't count Mio. Well, that's our picks for the top 5 strongest spirits in datealive. What do you think of our top 5? What spirits would you have added or changed? You can let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. As always, thanks for tuning into Comet's Top 5s, and I will see you on our next top 5 video.